Watch this if you're Aquarius. First and foremost, racing, but also Sun and Moon are welcome to join as well. We're going to discover what's happening in 2025. Of course, please remember that this is going to be very general. What's actually happening, also what's really happening in your chart, will depend on your individual chart. So if you know your time of birth, highly recommend your 2025 consultation. It's personalized, tailor-made to your chart. Obviously, I can answer your questions for 2025 there. You can ask me questions, and yes, you can book it in the description box down below. But here we will discuss a little bit the general kind of trends, what's even happening, so to say. If you enjoy this, please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And anyway, guys, without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, Aquarius, so we start the year with Mars, of course, retrograde. Mars retrograde in the sign of Leo and Cancer. For you, it's your 7th and 6th house. I made a separate video about it, check it out. But here, yes, this is a big transit because, well, first of all, you know, it is in your 7th house. It's affecting you. Pluto is also in your sign now for good till 2044. So, and this Mars is making an aspect. Actually, we start the year with Mars Pluto opposition. Mars in your 7th in Aries, in Leo, sorry, about to re-enter Cancer, and Pluto in your sign. So those of you guys who are early born Aquarius, or who have placements in early degrees of Aquarius, you definitely feel it. You're definitely affected by this transit. So be a little bit more careful during this time. So yes, my recommendation is be more careful. Try to avoid power games, power struggle. People could be provoking you. Maybe you yourself are provoking people. It could go many different ways. Try to avoid though any kind of situations where, you know, your safety is like at risk, or, you know, people are trying you in any way. Try to, you know, keep it civil, essentially. And if, you know, if there are people who are not, also people who are troublemakers, drama queens around you, kings, whatever they are, try to avoid that, because yes, the tension is real. As we start the year, that Mars and Pluto opposition you're gonna really feel it. And Mars is gonna be in a sign of Cancer. It's gonna re-enter Cancer and stay there till April. So the entire January, February, March, Mars is going to be in Cancer in your 6th, kind of like making you have to deal maybe with some issues, some problems. Mars in Cancer is also debilitated, so it's not too happy there. But at the same time, still, you could resolve some issues during this time. I recommend you to just sort of like focus on your routine, being healthy, productive. Of course, when Mars re-enters your 7th house in April, where it's going to stay till June, sometime in June, I think June 18, if I'm not mistaken. Again, there's going to be more focus on partnership. Again, also Mars and Pluto opposition in April. Again, this Mars and Pluto opposition is going to occur. So there is something you're definitely resolving within your partnerships, in the year 2025. And yes, it might feel kind of heavy. It might feel like other people are not fully understanding you, trying you. So try to just, you know, embrace your own inner sense of power, be reasonable, and essentially this too shall pass. I guess that's the best advice I can come up with here. Of course, again, it will depend how much you're affected by this and by your individual chart, whether you actually have placements in early degree of Aquarius, because others will not feel it as much. But yeah, all of you are gonna feel it to a certain degree. And even as I started doing your reading, actually your horoscope, there are so many noises that came out of nowhere. It was super quiet before. So yes, it's like there could be some tensions, maybe just, again, it doesn't have to be anything huge, maybe just something that's annoying you. So try to channel this energy again into self-discipline perhaps, and resolving problems, focusing on solutions rather than focusing on problems. Another important transit for you is, of course, Jupiter transit in the first half of 2025. Jupiter is still in your 5th house of love, romance, dating, creativity, creative projects, starting things like businesses, new ventures. So very auspicious time for that. In the second half of 2025, starting June, Jupiter will be entering Cancer, your 6th house. So for a lot of you, this is improvements with work, with health, with your day-to-day environments. Maybe if you especially started any new venture in the year before, this could be actually an opportunity to turn creative hobby into job. So yes, for a lot of you, an opportunity to turn some kind of side hustle, some kind of creative project, creative venture into full-time job. In general, when Jupiter in the 6th house, it's highly underrated transit. I have to tell you this because, like, even in recent years when I had my Jupiter in the 6th house transit, believe it or not, it was one of my best freaking favorite times ever. When I was having this transit, I did bare minimum for work, you know, with YouTube, whatever. Everything was on easy mode. had just a few like really high profile clients at the time that I worked with, plus YouTube just was generating naturally so much revenue, all the investments were generating so much revenue. I literally like worked few hours a week, just like doing whatever things I needed to do. Easy mode, beautiful every day, just enjoying myself, no issues, essentially eating all I want, not gaining weight, kind of thing. Yeah, enjoying myself every day. And I tried to understand whether there was any other transit contributing to that. Not so much. Jupiter in the 6th house, a lot of people are like, oh, it's boring, it's just about your work, about your day-to-day. No, Jupiter in the 6th, when it's there, everything is just on easy mode. Your day-to-day is on easy mode. Again, not to say that necessarily like, oh, Jupiter is so good or loves being there. Jupiter will bring you good results wherever it goes. You just gotta appreciate, so to say, the blessings. So yes, for a lot of you, work could be more on easy mode. Possible. Again, depends on other aspects of your chart. But in general, your day-to-day environment improves. Now, what's also happening, of course, is for you, there's going to be the last eclipse in Aries in your 3rd house in March, end of March 2025. Now, again, we had eclipses in Aries Libra axis since 2023. So for you, it might have been a time of extreme learning, changing your beliefs, learning how to communicate, learning how to express your opinion. And now the eclipses are going to be shifting into your 2nd and your 8th house. North node is going to go into your 2nd in Pisces. South node is going to go into Virgo, into your 8th. So for a lot of you, this is going to be the time to also start accumulating more resources, utilizing your talents more, searching for alternative forms of income, new forms of income, new streams of income, focusing more on income, focusing more on what you consume versus what you produce. There could be unexpected gains. South node in the 8th very often does give us some unexpected gains, like something that maybe you didn't work for, and it could happen, it could come, certain support of other people. I remember my South node in the 8th house transit back when it was, where was that? Yes, South node in Gemini, actually, many years ago, was a highly pleasant time, getting just gifts and unearned little income from everywhere I can imagine. I got a big scholarship grant at that time, actually, interestingly enough. And then there was other things too. So South node in the 8th, contrary to popular belief, actually it could bring you something, maybe again these are the results of your past good deeds, good karma, or something you worked hard for and didn't immediately see results for. South node come the 8th, it can give you that. Now again, if it's not that, sometimes it also brings you a little bit more restriction in terms of how much you can rely on others. And with North node in the 2nd, it might be more time where you need to rely more on yourself. Again, all the specifics all the specifics depend on your individual chart, your individual situation. But of course, eclipses on the 2nd and 8th house axis will bring to the forefront your resources, your relationship with your own money that you make, money that you manage, money of your partner, resources in general, how you see them, what you believe about them, and all that good stuff. And then, of course, another transit that you have, another very important transit, is both Neptune and Saturn are going to be ingressing your 3rd house, where we just had the eclipses happening. So Neptune and Saturn, interestingly enough, I was born with Neptune and Saturn in my 3rd house, so I don't know, maybe I'll share something useful. Let me know in the comments if there's a specific you want to know about that. But Saturn and Neptune entering your 3rd house will bring you shifts of perception. 3rd house is our perception, is our communication, how we see things, on a most kind of fundamental, basic level, not our bigger beliefs. Like 9th house is your philosophies, your bigger beliefs about life. 3rd house is more like if I show you something right now, what are you going to see? Like, what's the immediate thing that comes to your mind? Your daily thinking process. You're more of, I guess, if 9th house is higher mind, 3rd house is lower mind, for the lack of better word. But it's your daily sort of like perception, how you think, your daily thoughts, like all of these immediate thoughts that you have about something. So 3rd house is that immediate also environment. It's your neighbors, interestingly enough. It's your like immediate environment, social media these days too. 3rd house is related to, we're all scrolling nonstop, right? So it's kind of part of our immediate surroundings, if you will. It's how you communicate. And Neptune and Saturn couldn't be both more different from each other. Neptune dissolves borders, boundaries. It's very abstract. Saturn is more structured. Saturn, if we think about it in terms of art, Neptune is this, surrealism. It's that, I don't know, maybe like if not that, maybe it's like a Dali painting, right? Where he paints all this melting, sand and different things. Saturn, in the third house would be more of like the black square, you know, what is that, by Malevich, right? Is the artist who painted the black square. It's very structured. There's no really anything to see there. It's just what it is. So Saturn and Neptune both going in your third house will definitely, you know, influence your perception, how you perceive things. Again, I have this in my natal chart. It's, you know, it is what it is. With Neptune third house, I'm very dreamy, sometimes a little bit delusional about certain things. But Saturn, though, in third house, it always keeps it in check. I'm like very serious at the same time, too. So go figure. By transit, of course, it's very different than by, you know, born this way, so to say, right? And there will be definitely some changes within your perception, expansion of your perception, versus also finding structure perhaps in a new way of how you're seeing things. Spiritual awakening of some sort could be happening at this time too. If you're working in media, speaking, writing, big transit for that. Again, it's going to stay there for many years. 2025 is just the beginning of it. It's going to ingress there. It's going to come back to Pisces briefly, but it's the beginning of a long transit. So for a lot of you, this is definitely a new era when it comes to your thinking, perception. And it was interesting too, right in the midpoint between Neptune ingress into Aries and between Saturn ingress into Aries, we're also going to have Venus retrograde there between your third and your second house. So again, focus on perception, focus on resources as well. It's all similar areas of your sky that are activated just by different planets. Because again, eclipses are moving into your second and eighth house. Eclipses just completed their journey in third and nine. So very interesting. You know, definitely if you are in any profession also related to social media, to expressing your voice in any way, it's going to be very eventful next few years. Also, we talked about Jupiter, right? We talked about Jupiter going to your sixth. Another important transit is, of course, Uranus. You know, kind of the modern ruler, I guess, of Aquarius, even though Aquarius traditionally is ruled by Saturn, but Uranus enters your fifth house now, where Jupiter previously been for a year. So Jupiter is leaving the fifth house in June of 2025. Uranus now is entering in 2025 in July. And this is going to bring you so much creative inspiration, so much creativity. Again, Pluto is in your sign. So this Pluto is trine to this Uranus in Gemini. So it's going to give you a lot of creative opportunities. If any of you guys want to be artists, content, social media creators, anybody who is in a spotlight in any way because of your creativity, because of things you share, because again, also this, even the Saturn and Neptune in Aries is in a positive aspect, in a sextile aspect here, from Aries to this Aquarius and to Gemini. A lot of opportunities for creativity for Aquarius. Is like, yeah, there could be some tensions in other areas of your life, but to creatively express yourself, there is no better time, I think, you know, than this. Yeah, there is really no better time for self-expression, and I think you are having the best time, other maybe than Leo, or the only one. You Aquariuses have a very rare and unique opportunity to creatively express yourself, to, you know, take all these intense energies with Pluto now in your sign that are happening and to channel this into creativity, whether it's through media, whether it is, again, Uranus in the fifth house could bring social media, right, as a platform opportunity of self-expression. Saturn also in Neptune in your third house, again, focus on expressing yourself maybe through some kind of technological means. And again, right now we have social media, but there's so many more things that are coming up in technology. I wonder if Pluto in Aquarius trine Uranus in Gemini is going to give us that super intelligence and crazy things with AI and other things, who knows what else, you know, that's going to come in the next years. Because again, you guys remember, we never had Uranus in Gemini or Pluto in Aquarius when we were like in the times with technology. Last time Pluto was in Aquarius, what is it, like 1700, something like this. Uranus in Gemini, even, you know, even though Uranus in Gemini was there in like 1930s, 40s, it's still not the same. We did not have internet at that time. We did not have internet. We did not have technology. We did not have an AI. So like now with Pluto in that side, like I just wonder if other people even understand how huge it is. Pluto in Aquarius, with internet, we never had this before, with technology being where it is. Uranus in Gemini, also with internet and all the technology that exists, and they are trying, like, could this give birth to super intelligence? This is one of the things that I'm most interested and most excited about. So let's see what happens. And the good news, of course, is you're somehow in the center of all this. So if you work in technology, any innovative fields, prepare, you know, for a ride. Yeah, so definitely excited times. Of course, outside technology, self-expression could manifest as interesting creative opportunities to have fun, romance, children. All these things could be very interesting and could bring unexpected surprises during this time as well. Let me know, you guys, your plans for the year 2025. What are you most excited about? What are you scared of? Let me know, because I mean, we have Pluto in your sign for a while now, but it's okay, Capricorns made it through. So hopefully all of us, you know, all of you. I don't have Aquarius placements actually, so I don't know why I mentioned myself. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 100k. And if you want your personalized 2025 prediction, where I will actually answer your questions, look into your individual placements to see what actually affects you, what does not, it's available in the description box. Let me know your plans for the year. Again, I wish you guys all the best things for the year 2025. Happy New Year. May all your dreams come true. May everything manifest in the best, most benevolent way. I love you all. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk soon. Bye. Happy New Year.